What is up, Earthnoids, Spacenoids, and Jovians? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are beginning our coverage of Mobile Suit Crossborn Dust. Last time in our adventures with the space pirates, Crossbone Vanguard, Curtis and Font took down Kizo and Maria El Tamo and took out Angel's Call, all while Angel Halo fell apart. Font and Bell had to jettison in a cryopod. When they woke up, they were 15 years into the future. This time, piracy is at an all-time high. We follow Ash King and the Mighty Transport team, part pirate, part mercenary, part transportation services. Ash and his team try to do as much good in a world where help goes to the highest bidder. So let's get into this. UC-169. Some say this was the beginning of the end for Universal Century. 16 years ago, the Zanskar War came to an end because it was led by Ligue Militaire. It signaled to the world that the Earth Federation no longer had the power it once had. This led to movements within the colonies, leading to rivalries, trade disputes, and general power grabs. Things were spiraling. Mass production of mobile suits became difficult. Many chose older, more maintainable models over newer machines. People chose bigger Minovsky drives from pre-UC-100 over the miniaturized Minovsky drives we saw during the Formula era. This was possible due to millions of mobile suits scattered across the Earth's sphere, just floating in shoal zones. The rise of junkers and pirates were inevitable. You think Crossbone Gundam mobile suits were weird before? Oh boy, things are about to get wild. Some became famous, such as the Iron Farmers, Taganas, Tayaka, and the White Crane of the Night, Kaguya Shiratori. And of course, there are rumors of the Wandering Ghost. This is, of course, Font and Bell and Phantom Gundam. Another clan will soon form. This is Ash King and the Mighty Transport team. They have a job at Colony 27, Side 5. The team moves out. A young girl in her Hato that has feet? Yeah, that's definitely feet on a Hato. Is cornered by a Marusai-like mobile suit with all the eye sensors. Some of these mobile suits are modified and have a name. Some are just slightly modified versions of something you already know. That is when Anchor comes in attacking the mobile suit. The Anchor, like most mobile suits during this time, is a mix of various parts from various mobile suits, though the foundation of this suit is an F-89. This doesn't have the balancing issues like most mixed mobile suits. It has an X-array thruster system like Crossbone Gundam. This is a rare mobile suit during this time that utilizes beam weapons. Weapons include a head cutter, a rotating shield on the left arm, a leg pile bunker, and an axe gun, which also functions as a knuckle duster and a beam saber. The beam saber can only function for 12 seconds. It also has an anchor shield, a beam cannon, and the Ikirimaru, which is a large beam axe. Ash King is the pilot. He tackles the mobile suit and opens his hatch, telling the girl to hop in the cockpit. There is a tear in the colony. The young girl is afraid of losing her home as she just immigrated here 5 years ago after the loss of her parents. He attacks another marauder while telling the girl sometimes you just gotta move on. Ash introduces himself. She says that her name is Leo Tail. She is embarrassed about her name. I call that the reverse Camille. Leo's a boy's name. The Anchor uses the rotating shield to take out the mobile suit. Ash tells her that his job is to help people escape while taking out the marauders. His men come on the comms and they tell him to touch Leo's boobies. Classy. His men are using Chappies. The Chappie is a modified Gedlav with all its beam weapons removed and replaced with shell weapons. It uses dual Zanskar eye cameras in the head, and it resembles a cat. Gedlav parts are easy to acquire and maintain. However, Anaheim Electronics absorbed Bespa after the Zanskar War, and Einarads were hard to come by, making these units weak in general. Weapons include a machine gun, a shield, and an axe gun. With them is the Escargot. The Escargot is a supply ship used by Mighty Transport. There isn't data on this, but it is clearly inspired by Bespa Motorrad Tech. His men tell him that their client, the mayor of this colony, has bailed. Looks like they aren't getting paid. Their crew says it's 50-50 if they will be able to patch up the hole. They also get another job. Someone at the school is holding the kids hostage in exchange for a ransom. The parents say they will pay to help, but they look poor, so they shouldn't expect too much. But Ash believes that no job is too small. The mobile suit holding up the school is a Bjarlant. Ash lets Leo out of the mobile suit. He says that she has that look in her eyes. He tells the Bjarlant pilot to walk away with his tail between his legs. The pilot recognizes Ash. While talking, Leo tries to sneak into the school and help the children, but the Bjarlant notices her. He grabs Leo and threatens to behead her. This triggers a flashback. Ash happens to be the little kid that Font saved from the guillotine 16 years earlier. He was saved by Font, but that has given him some very bad PTSD. He is triggered and he goes off on the Bjarlant. As the two fight, the Bjarlant pilot realizes that his mobile suit is also built off of a Gundam. Ash doesn't seem to care about that. He uses his head cutter and destroys the mobile suit's head. The chappies catch up to Ash. They fear for the enemy's life as they heard him mention chopping off heads. His crew seems to know this triggers him. The Bjarlant shakes Leo. That definitely can't be good for the spine. Leo screams out and Ash can sense her. He goes in to attack with the spinning shield, but the Bjarlant uses Leo as a shield. This causes him to lose balance and fall over. The Bjarlant drops Leo. That is when Ash grabs the mobile suit's hand and kicks the chest with a spike protruding from the foot. He is able to take down the Bjarlant. Leo isn't in good shape. She wakes up next to Nyato. Oh, that's the greatest thing ever. It's a Hutto that goes nyan 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 nyan. She realizes she is in a random house and is in great pain. As she walks outside to the garden, she finds Jack Friday. He is now a priest who likes to drink. He tells Leo that they are on Cartoon Meat, which we saw during Crossbone Gundam. It's a colony that looks like a giant meatball. This place also functions as Ash's safe house. Ash is standing behind Leo. The two apologize to one another in an awkward meet-cute kind of way. She then trips and he grabs her. Nice. He tells her she can stay here as long as she likes. He wants to know where she came from before Colony 27. The team head into the market. Ash hired Leo to help out Mighty Transport. The markets of nearby colonies have been crazy since Colony 27 collapsed. He picks up Leo and puts her on his shoulders. He's very touchy. The other crew members thinks he is going to get turned down and it's going to be ugly. They head to the port where their escargot is docked. We learn the two other pilots' names are Jungari and Khalif. Everyone is introduced to their new teammate. Their job for the day is to send supplies to Colony 27. The hull is patched up, but it will take a year before they can fill the colony with breathable air once again. The crew heads out. The escargot can indeed fly and isn't just a giant wheel. Ash goes on to explain mixing builds and how mobile suits are a hodgepodge of various builds. Leo wonders what a Gundam is. The ship operator, Vava, explains that since the dawn of mobile suits, some have donned the Gundam face. There really isn't rhyme or reason as to what makes a mobile suit a Gundam, but one thing for certain is the superstition that comes with the Gundam. Because of this, many pilots these days slap a Gundam face on their suits for good luck. Leo's dad was a mechanic, so she knows a thing or two. They complete their job for the day and get drinks. They return to find the Warsmo parked outside their place. The JMS W04 Warsmo was marketed as a mobile worker initially. The pilot uses a Gundam mask for intimidation purposes. This has no fixed armaments besides a beam weapon that can't be used. It also has a beam shield. It is Taganas Tayuga. This mob boss has control of 8 colonies and is the one who hired Mighty Transport to help with Colony 27. Taganas and Ash talk shit to one another, but it devolves into the two saying, "You're alright actually." Leo thanks Taganas for helping, but he is doing this for personal reasons and to not thank him. He then punches Ash in the gut and takes his leave. He was scouting Ash out, but why? After seeing their lifestyle, Ash asks Leo if she wants to stick around. She agrees on one condition. He must teach her how to pilot a mobile suit. He wants to know why she wants to learn, if he is going to teach her. She wants him to promise he won't laugh, and he goes, "Ha, no." She says she wants to create a world where no soul has to ever fight again. Ash proceeds to laugh in her face. They are informed that Taganas' ship is being surrounded by mobile suits. Ash asks Leo to join him on this sortie. At Taganas' ship, he is surrounded by Zagak when Ash rushes in. Also, seeing Zagaks in space is weird. Also, what the hell is this control system? It's like 2 old-timey pirate steering wheels in the form of a joystick. Ash and Leo jump into action. Leo holds the controls, with Ash holding her hands. This allows Ash to pilot and for Leo to feel his movements. He calls these guys idiots for outfitting an amphibious mobile suit for space. However, we learn from Moon Gundam and the Aggen that amphibious mobile suits work quite well in lunar orbit. However, these Zagaks have beam weapons. Suddenly, a Zak comes in on a sublight system. They move in to pillage and plunder Taganas. Leo tells Ash that those beam cannons need to be water-cooled. In space, they will probably overheat. They have 2 or 3 shots, tops, but that means they have to dodge 48 beam blasts. That is when Taganas launches in his Warsmo. The pirate uses his beam shield to deflect the beam blasts, while Ash covers his back. Once they stop, they will make a run for it. Taganas' ship takes off. but Ash dives headfirst. He forces the Zagaks to surround him, but they have each other in their crosshairs, so they hesitate. That is when Ash punches the Zagaks, all while having Leo help him out in the cockpit. He throws the axe gun right into the face of the Zagak. Then he swings it around, firing his beam axe, taking out the other Zagaks. These marauders brought in extra help. It is Kaguya Shidatori. She is piloting the crane. The crane uses the frame of the Bailarina, a Jovian mobile suit with modified Zanscare parts. The transformation system is inverted, making the balance off. The Needle VSBR can only be operated in mobile armor mode and is only at 70% functionality. The pilot, Kaguya Shidatori, will return to Moon Moon, where this unit will eventually be fixed to use the Needle VSBR in mobile suit form. It also has a beam fan. She watches the anchor take out all the Zagaks and then tells the Zak pilot she's out. She decides not to help these marauders anymore. Kaguya hits the Zak in the back, causing it to fly towards anchor. Ash uses the beam saber and slices the mobile suit in half. Taganas says one day Ash will join his gang. Ash tells Leo that she did a good job for her first time. They dwell on Leo's words from earlier about wanting world peace. Meanwhile, Kaguya Shidatori watches and waits to make her move. And that will do it for our first dive into Crossbone Gundam Dust. Crossborn Gundam has always been about space pirates, but now the age of piracy has really kicked off. EFF is no longer monitoring space, leaving civilians to do what they like. Even though people prefer older Minovsky Drive mobile suits over the miniaturized versions of the Formula era, it still seems like newer models have the advantage. I guess it's just a matter of whether or not you know how to use that tech. Minovsky particles, how do they work? Next time, Kaguya Shidatori will hire the Mighty Transport team for a job. They will fight a team that mimics the old Black Tri-Stars of the One-Year War. Font makes his appearance, and we learn that Trace Mars from Ghost is actually married to Taganas. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, these space pirates are all a bunch of hipsters using old technology to one-up their peers. Peace.